In this video demonstration, I will be covering our new storefront, our front end that your customers would use to make a reservation. You can access the link to the front end by going to Global and copy and pasting the link under New Front End Calendar URL. Our new front end consists with the main concept of keeping the focus on the actual reservation process without any distractions or anything that's unnecessary to make a reservation. This will be the very first step that your customers would see when making a reservation. They would simply select a date that they would choose to make a reservation on. The system will populate what you have available for that selected date. And as you can see here, we're using the new group feature. Our new front end gives you the ability to make it easier to separate your groups or reservations by allowing you to put an outline associated next to it. It offers bigger images where you can also change the actual border of the image, titles, descriptions, without any distractions other than the actual bookings or reservations. Make your selection. We went from the groups, and within that group this shows the reservation type for that selected group. Here, as you can see, you can add another image, titles, descriptions. The customer can go back to the previous step at any time by clicking Go Back. Or if they wanted to change the date, they can select Change Date. If you're using groups, the group will be labeled directly under the selected date. The next step would be the actual price options. With our new calendar layout, when you offer both private and per person, the system's going to separate them for your customers to make a selection. It no longer displays both of them on the same page. You can also add a description describing this more in detail for your customers. I'll select per person, and it'll provide the per person rates for this particular reservation type. If I go back and choose private, I can just make a selection for the private. As you can see, you do not enter any numerical value, you just simply make your selection. You can also view the reservation policy and details for this reservation by clicking the two buttons. Make my selection. If you offer any inventory items or additional charge items, you now have the ability to add an image and a description for each, as well as a title and description for the actual page. If you offer both a full payment option and a deposit option, the system is going to drop down a little module for your customers to make their choice. You also have the ability to put a title description for each payment type. Once you've made your selections, you'll be taken to a preview order page where the main focus is on these two buttons: Book It Now, Proceed to Checkout, or Add to Cart and add some more reservations. Again, the primary focus is on the booking process for your customers. The final checkout page is where your customers will fill in their billing information, their payment information, and agree to your terms and conditions. At any time, they give you their shopping cart and go back to the previous page. Clicking Show Cart will show the items in the shopping cart, giving the customer the ability to preview the item, edit their item, or select Delete. Once they filled in all the appropriate fields, and as you can see, the fields are nice and large, making it easy for your customers to see. they would simply check out. Again, the focus is on the checkout process, keeping the checkout button nice and large, clearly visible. If they chose to cancel, they can simply click cancel. We have a lot of customization features with our new front end. First, the layout page located under settings is where you can change the actual style or CSS elements of the front end of the calendar. You could change the background color using a wide variety of options. So you could change the font color, make unavailable date color, the line separator color will be this line located here that shows up throughout the actual front end of the calendar. You can have the option to use the outline. Each reservation type, group, price option, additional charge, or inventory has the option to have an outline. As you can see here, we're using the default color gray for our outline. You also have the ability to change the background color and border color of your outline. And now you can also change the image border. The default would be Polaroid. As you can see here, gives you a nice little Polaroid effect around the image. Or you can make the image border round. With our new front end, you can also change the width of the calendar so it can fit easily within your website. The width start from 380 pixels all the way to 940 pixels as the default. So if I select 700, hit save, refresh my page, you will see that the calendar has now become slightly smaller. One of the new functions that we've added to the front end is the ability to show reservations that are sold out. The default process is when a reservation is booked, it is removed from the daily inventory. If you wish to show that reservation still, but as sold out, you have the ability to offer this by clicking sold out, and you could choose the sold out color. Another feature of our front end is the ability to show call for availability like the previous front end. However, now the system will display the phone number next to the actual reservation type, making it easy for your customers to have access to your number if they needed to call to make a reservation. Going more into the actual settings, if you wish to set the payment descriptions, if you offer both deposit and full payment, you would do that with under the global settings. And this will apply to all payment types that are for both full payment and deposit for each reservation type. Some other settings that we offer is for the additional charge items, you now have the ability to add an image and a description, and this is done under the additional charge items, as well as the inventory items will give you the same option. If you wish to add a description to your price options, you can now access this via the price options under reservation settings. Select edit, and then you can add your price option, which will appear underneath the adult, in this case, price option. If you offer both exclusive and shared options, you have the ability to add an extra description within these two fields. And this concludes our front-end demonstration.